You're an artist. You rap or you sing and you realize that you need beats to perform over. You discover a popular way to find beats to use is by licensing them. Maybe you went to someone's YouTube page or their website and you saw that they have beats available on there with different beat license agreements. But what did they all mean? My name is El Marquis, musician, rapper, record producer, unashamed Christ follower, and today I'm going to break down beat licenses.
El Marquis Productions.
First of all, what is a beat license? A beat license is an agreement, typically in the form of a contract, that allows someone to use someone else's beat and monetize it. This is typically for artists who work with other producers and want to use their tracks, and can even be used for people who need background music for their videos. If an artist hears a beat that they found on YouTube or on a producer's website, or a beat that was sent to them through email, the artist and the producer need to make an agreement on how the artist will be able to actually use that beat, which should involve some type of contractual agreement. The two big main categories of beat licenses are non-exclusive licenses and exclusive licenses. The traditional way that an artist typically gets beats is either they're in the studio with the producer and then they're creating a track from scratch, or the producer already made a couple tracks and then they just email them to the artist, and then they have to agree on both the terms that the beat can be used for, and the artist will have to pay a fee from anywhere between a few $100s to a few $1,000s. The artist will usually be the only one who has access to that beat, and they'll be able to sell and stream their song over the beat however much they want, and they'll even get the rights to have the song played on the radio, TV and film, video games, etc. In cases where the song was created just by two people, the artist and the producer, the publishing is typically split 50-50. This may be a great deal for the artist because they're the only one who's on that beat. They'll have some ownership over the actual track. There's usually no limit on how many streams and sales the song can accumulate, and then things may be less complicated when you start pitching your song to get placed in TV or film. But some of the biggest cons are that it can be pretty expensive to buy exclusive beats, especially if you're a newer artist who is on a tighter budget than someone who's a bit more established, and if you don't have the backing of either a record label or an investor. And also on the producer side of things, if you're an upcoming producer, you haven't really worked with a whole lot of artists quite yet, you may find it difficult to charge as much as, say, the Metro Boomins of the world or the Dr. Dre's of the world, especially if you're reaching out to smaller artists who are also about on the same level of experience as you, and then you may find it difficult to sell beats on a consistent basis. And that's where non-exclusive licenses come in. Non-exclusive licenses are usually significantly less expensive than an exclusive license, and they come with different terms. If an artist purchases a non-exclusive license from a producer, that producer is still able to license that beat to other artists, and they can do whatever they want with the beat, like putting the beat on Spotify under their own name, or anything else that they would want to do with it. In return, the artist is still able to monetize the song, but they'll usually have a limit of how many downloads they can sell and how many streams that they can accumulate. Once they hit that limit, they either have to renew that license or take that song down. And usually producers will offer multiple different non-exclusive licenses that have their own prices and also have their own benefits. Usually they're breaking down into MP3 licenses, WAV licenses, trackout licenses, and or unlimited use licenses. MP3 licenses are usually the least expensive options. You'll be able to get the MP3 file to the beat, and then you'll be able to sell and stream that song a certain number of times before you need to renew the lease. With the WAV license, you'll get the WAV file of the beat, which is a higher quality file than an MP3, because the MP3 is like the compressed file, and then the WAV is the uncompressed file. And if you care about audio quality, you will want the uncompressed file of the beat, and then the limit of how many songs you can sell and stream may actually increase. Then you actually may be able to sell or stream even more copies of your song. Trackout licenses include the trackouts to the beat, which are each individual instrument on its own file, which is perfect if you want to get the best mix possible on your song, and that's for people who really care about the quality of their music. An unlimited use license is almost the same as an exclusive. You'll be able to sell and stream your songs however many times you want. There's no limit. You don't have to renew your license once you sell and stream a certain amount of songs. The only difference between an unlimited use license and an exclusive license is that with an unlimited use license, you don't own the beat. Other artists can still purchase that beat, so you won't own it, but you'll still have a lot of the same benefits as an exclusive license. And with the non-exclusive license, just like with the exclusive license, you'll usually split the publishing between the artist and the producer 50-50. So now that you've heard all those different options, which one's right for you? If you're an artist who just started to take music seriously, maybe you only have a handful of songs out on Spotify, maybe you don't even have any songs out on Spotify and they're just on YouTube and SoundCloud, I think it's smarter for you to buy non-exclusive beats. Depending on who you're purchasing from, they may go from as low as 20 to 30 bucks, so it's possible for you to buy beats for an entire project for even less than the cost of one exclusive beat. Some artists may be concerned about hitting that limit of how many copies they can sell and stream, but if you're just starting out out as an artist, you don't really have a really big fan base yet, you don't even have a whole lot of songs out, you need to focus more on building your fan base, getting people to listen to your music, so it does hit that limit of where you do need to renew your license before you start worrying about it. In fact, all the money that you're actually saving from not getting exclusive beats, you can put towards things that are more beneficial to building an audience, such as Facebook ads, music videos, photo shoots, because owning the rights to a beat's cool, but it's not going to help you promote yourself. Whereas if you use that budget to pay for a videographer to shoot videos or vlogs or any other forms of content, or photo shoots so you have professional photos to post on Instagram, as well as on flyers if you're going to start performing, or even being able to afford to buy merchandise that you can sell at your show. In my opinion, all these are better investments that you can make as an artist who's just starting out, rather than buying the rights to a beat just to say that you own the rights to the beat. Basically, if you are a smaller artist just starting out, you need an affordable way to be able to get beats for your songs or for your projects, and you're realizing that you're sacrificing some of the benefits to owning a beat exclusively, then you should probably opt for non-exclusive licenses. If you're a more established artist, you have a bigger budget, and you're making a decent amount of money off of your music, buying exclusive licenses actually may be more beneficial to you. As you progress more through your music career, you should start caring more about ownership. And even though there are people like me who don't really care that much if you're using a beat that you leased or a beat that you bought exclusively, the truth is there are people in the industry who view you as more professional if you are rapping over beats that no one else has access to. Also, if you get the chance to actually work with the producer and be more hands-on with the process, you have more control over actually crafting your own sound. Purchasing a beat that you found on YouTube or on someone's website is still cool, and you still can craft your own sound that way. But if you have the opportunity to be more hands-on with your sound, maybe even being in the same room as the producer or just sending files and ideas back and forth from each other, you'll really be able to craft your own unique sound and be able to stand out amongst the crowd. So if you're more established as an artist, you're making income from your music, you value ownership and don't want to rap it over beats that other people also have access to, then you should consider buying exclusive beats. So to wrap everything up, the two main categories of beat licenses are non-exclusive licenses and exclusive licenses. If an artist is just starting out, doesn't really have a big budget, and need to focus on building a fan base, you should probably opt for non-exclusive licenses because they're less expensive, and they're rather a big part of your budget going towards beats. You can use it to invest in other things that will help you invest in your career even more and build your fan base even more, such as music videos, photo shoots, album art, promotion, things that will build your fan base a lot more than having a beat that no one else has access to. If you're a more serious artist who's doing some reasonably good numbers on social media and on Spotify already, if you have a bigger budget, if you're starting to generate a decent amount of income through your music, then you should consider buying exclusive beats, because when you start getting even bigger opportunities than the ones you already have been getting, you'll actually be able to take advantage of some of the benefits to owning a beat that a smaller artist just starting out may not be able to actually take advantage of. An easy way to think about it is that the less money you pay for a license, the less benefits you get, while the more money you're paying for it, the more benefits you may be getting. And I probably should have said this at the beginning of this video, but there aren't any legal standards for what needs to be included in a license or a contract. There are similarities amongst a lot of these contracts, but when you purchase a beat from a producer, you need to make sure that you read the contract, understand it. If they're selling their beats online, they normally have them available on their website to read. So whenever you are purchasing a beat from a producer, make sure that you read the contract, you understand it, you understand what rights you are and are not granted. If you have any questions, reach out to that producer so that they can answer them. If you are a producer, understand what's actually inside of your contract so that when the artist asks you to explain what beat leasing is, you're able to explain it to them. So when it's time to purchase beats, determine your budget, think about what you need and what you will actually benefit from, and then make your purchase with all of that in mind. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you've seen today, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you know whenever I upload new videos. And be sure to visit my website, lmarquisproductions.com, where you'll be able to check out my music, my beats, my sample kits, my merchandise, and my mixing, mastering, and consulting services. Now go down in the comment section below and let me know if you have any more questions about beat licensing, beat leasing, anything related to that I may need to break down even further. My name is L Marquis Productions. God bless.